Hey everybody, this is TJR,
This is Superfan.
and it's time for another installment in our journey through the films of Miyazaki, the animated movies. And I always have trouble saying the first name, so I'm always afraid to say it. Hayao Miyazaki. Hopefully, I've said it right this time. And this time, yes. What do you want to say?
Close enough.
Okay, thank you. This time, we're going to talk about the movie Porco Rosso. As we've mentioned in the past, we're trying to watch all of the Miyazaki animated films before we go to Japan.
Yes.
And before we hopefully we're crossing our fingers, we'll get the chance to take the Studio Ghibli tour. Regardless, though, it's great that we're seeing these films.
Yeah.
Many of them for the first time. Some of them we have not seen in a long time. And this is one I had never seen. Had you ever seen it?
No.
Okay. So first of all, something I want to say here and something that I never told you prior to this. I can't explain why I felt this way. But when I looked at basically what is the promotional art.
The description?
Not the description, no, but just the promotional art. When you look at just the image they show you on streaming for a film. For some reason, I looked at this one and I just thought, I have no interest in this. I think it was the pig character design that just something about it just rubbed me the wrong way.
I have to say, I felt the same way.
Really? Okay.
This is the one movie that I had the least interest in.
Uh-huh.
And
Yes.
don't judge a book by its cover.
Exactly. I'm going to say that too. Absolutely. This was... And I should have realized that it's Miyazaki.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be good. Yeah, it's going to be good. It's not going to be bad. So this one stars Batman, Michael Keaton,
Yeah.
as the title character, as an aviator,
An ace.
an ace aviator from World War I, who inexplicably gets turned into a pig. A curse. We're told it's a curse, but we don't ever learn what the curse was or how it happened. And it doesn't matter.
No.
But it's about his adventures. The film has you described it as having a kind of an Indiana Jones feel to it.
Yeah, there's a certain of that genre.
Yeah.
That type of story.
Except that this film, and I know Indiana Jones films have humor, but this one is really funny.
It is. It's the most humorous
It's
of the Miyazaki films so far.
It is the funniest of his films so far. And how shall I say it? There is kind of a childlike, adorable quality to this film. Castle in the Sky had some of this to a certain extent, but this film really dials that in. There were moments when I kind of wanted to describe this as kind of having very much a certain amount of Saturday morning cartoon element to it.
Yeah.
And I couldn't help but think of the Wacky Races cartoon from Hanna-Barbera that I used to see as a kid, which I can only vaguely remember now as an adult, except that I do remember it.
Yeah.
And it just kind of there was something about it. It was like a really elevated version of that. A tremendously elevated version. Some of it was just the goofiness of it and the humor of it. There was a lot of goofy humor. I really, really enjoyed this film. And it didn't take long to win me over, but just so much wonderful comedy.
Yeah.
Yet there is still human pathos in it.
Yeah, and I feel like it's kind of a Beauty and the Beast story as well.
To a certain extent, yeah.
But I feel like his curse is his survivor's guilt.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to describe it.
And that he feels like he knows that he treats women poorly. And,
I don't get that he does. I mean, I didn't see any backstory that told me that.
And actually, you're right. It's more of a thing that
Maybe it's what he believes himself to be versus who he really is.
that's how he sees himself.
Yeah.
Because he survived when his friends didn't.
Yeah. That's a good interpretation of that. The one thing, though, that I will say is the ending, which we just finished the film, that very ambiguous part of the ending where you never know what really happened. And you know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to reveal it in case you haven't seen the film.
It's definitely worth watching.
Yeah, well, it's definitely worth watching, but it's just there's that little ambiguous part of the ending. Every other aspect of the ending gets tied up and gets a bow on it, but there's just the one aspect that's very ambiguous where and the thing is at the very end it kind of shifts tone from one of the female characters' point of view, who we don't meet till like halfway through the picture. We have the character of Theo, who is the young female engineer, whom we don't meet till halfway through the film. So it's
voiced by Kimberly Williams Paisley.
Oh, okay. But suddenly she becomes the narrator at the end, and we have her point of view. And like I said, at the very ending, when she talks about Gina and Marco,
Porco.
well, he was both names. He was Porco Rosso and he was Marco.
Yeah.
And when she says, as for Gina's longstanding bet, she says, I think that's she says basically I'm not going to talk about that, or that's not my story to tell. That's not my story to tell. Yeah, is how she says it. I'm trying to remember the exact words. And that's it. And you're just left kind of hanging with that part of it. I was surprised. I was expecting that to finally get wrapped up, but I guess for whatever reason the filmmaker wants you to write in your own ending.
It doesn't matter.
I think it does matter. I mean, it's a large part of what the whole film is about.
Well,
the love story. The unrequited love story. The Beauty and the Beast part of it, as you say.
Yeah.
Which is another good analogy. But yeah,
he leaves it to you.
Yeah, I guess he does. But I really like this film. I would definitely watch it again. There was. It's funny because the last one we saw, Kiki's Delivery Service, was a very sweet film.
Yeah.
Really sweet film. This one had a lot more action and adventure in it. In fact, it had a lot of gunplay. It's an adorable film with a lot of gunplay, if you can picture that. With a lot of aerial battles and people shooting at each other, and it's a very adorable film. I don't know how he does that. Oh, real quick, there was a moment in a movie theater where our protagonist and an old friend of his meet in a movie theater, and they're playing a black and white cartoon. And, it looks like something that would have, it's kind of like this bizarre version of basically what might have been an old 1930s, Looney Tunes, something along those lines, or maybe even a Disney cartoon. I know that, Miyazaki was very influenced by Disney. And, but yeah, that was just a weird little moment because the cartoon had this kind of bizarre over-exaggeration of what I would refer to as, what is referred to in animation as squash and stretch.
Yeah.
Which is an animation term of, it was done especially with cartoons like the Looney Tunes, where there were, frames where things just really squashed and stretched way out of proportion, but just for split-second frames, you wouldn't notice it unless you still framed. But I've even seen it in more, how shall I say, realistically drawn cartoons, where if you still frame, you'll see really bizarre stretches and squashes, even with realistically drawn characters, in between main frames of animation. But yeah, it was just a really weird little moment, but I really loved that little moment. I just want to point that out. But otherwise, though, yeah, I would definitely watch this one again. Yeah, you cannot judge a book by its cover.
And actually, we probably should clarify that this appears to be taking place during World War II, They don't really specify it, but
You're right, they don't, because there's a lot of economic turmoil going on. There's a lot of government turmoil going on. Yes, it does seem to be taking place during World War II. Good point.
Yeah.
They don't say it, but it sure does seem to be implied.
And at one point, Porco says, "I'm not going to work for fascists."
Yeah, he does say that. I'd rather be a pig than a fascist. Yeah. Anyways, though, great film, though. That's all I want to say. I don't know if there's anything else you want to say.
No, I'm good. I enjoyed that wholly.
I enjoyed it a lot. It was great. Let us know if you've seen this film. Let us know your thoughts on it. And let us know if you haven't seen this film and if you're thinking about watching it now. But you won't regret watching it. It's just a really sweet, fun, exciting, adorable film filled with lots of gun battles.
Yeah.
And anyways, though, so...
And the Miyazaki movies, we're watching them on Hulu right now.
That's right, and we're trying to watch them all in order. Mm-hmm. And so we'll be back again for another installment.
I don't know what's next.
Well, we'll don't worry, we'll get to it.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. But we'll let the audience tell us what's next. I'm sure they can look it up on... The internet loves to correct people, so they can correct us. And so please correct us and tell us what the next film is. Anyways, though, be sure to hit like, hit subscribe, and hit the bell notification icon. Do all the YouTube things. And just big thank you to the Patreon supporters. Patreon supporters get exclusive content not available on this channel. And everybody, just thank you for watching. And we'll see you in the next installment. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.